Hey guys, it's Will here. One of the most important things that will determine how much success you have in life is your belief systems, and these are a lot of times subconscious, like you're not really even thinking about it, but there's some basic, beliefs that you have. So let me give you an example. When I was doing IT, like computer programming, and I was working as an employee, I was sort of thinking about salaries in terms of what I could get to, what level. And the salaries in IT are generally pretty good. But I started out, it was 50, 60,000, and then in the 70s, and I might have thought that, well, if I get to be a really good senior engineer, I could make 100,000 or something like that, or maybe a low hundreds, and that's really amazing money. But what happened was I was at a company, and I was talking to the salesman for this company that would show up on site, like a software product company, and they sold this product to people that was in the potentially millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars at least, if not millions, for this big enterprise software. And he said that one time he liked to talk to me because I could sort of help help him get the sales for the product, because I was the one doing that programming. And I wanted to learn from this guy, and that's a great tip, is to talk to people and try to learn from them. So I went out with the sales guys for lunch or coffee from time to time, and they mentioned that they had a professional services division. So when a company sells software, they also provide consulting services. So helping people install it, helping people, write code, solve problems, and stuff like that. And this was in the U.S. And at the time, I think they said they were charging something like $250 an hour. And at first I couldn't get my head around that number. It just seemed insane because my rate was probably in the range of 30, 40 an hour. If you look at salaries, 30, 40, 50 an hour would be about 100,000 a year. And when he said 250 or 225 or whatever it was per hour, it was just like, they're actually charging this. Now that's the company that created the software, so they have the most authority. And so I looked into it a bit more, and then I discovered companies like IBM, when they were providing consulting, and they have a big name too and a lot of credibility, they would charge somewhere 150 or more per hour. And they would often have a lot of employees making 70 or 80,000 a year. And there's a lot of math going into this, like as far as, an employee may not be 100% chargeable the whole time, and then you have to look at the benefits and the vacation pay and all these other things that employees get. But it's quite a good markup if you think about it. So when I started hearing like 150 an hour, 200 an hour for these big companies as a consulting fee, I started increasing the amount that I thought I could get. I thought, well, if IBM charges 150 an hour to a client, can I work for IBM as a consultant and get 100 an hour, let's say? And so I ended up starting to get those types of rates. I got, between 80 and 100 per hour as a IT, it's a very specialized software contractor. And of course, when you contract and you get paid by the hour, you get paid more per hour than an employee, because you don't get any benefits, and you're usually working 3 to 6 months or something like that. There's more risk. You might have to get insurance, like liability insurance and stuff like that. So there's a higher rate, generally speaking, with contractors, but in this specialty it was even more. So once I heard these numbers, 150, 200, 225 an hour, I started expanding my belief system about what I could actually make. So I was limiting myself. I had limiting beliefs. I mean, even though it's still a pretty good rate, most people would be pretty happy. I was just trying to give you an example of when I expanded my mind and learned the possibilities. And with online businesses, you might think, well, I'll make some money on YouTube ads, and or maybe I'll sell an ebook for $10 or $20, and you'll kind of think, oh, $2,000 a month or something like that. That'd be great. You could live on that. You could live, depending on what your expenses are, you might be really happy with that. And but you might try selling an affiliate product from someone, and all of a sudden you make $5,000, and then you realize, hey, I could find more affiliate programs. One month I had a new ebook, and I bundled it with my recipe guide, and I made $6,500 that month, and that's including, mostly from the ebooks, but it included a bit of Amazon affiliate sales and YouTube ads. And when I hit that $6,500, I realized the potential that was there. I mean, I sold 2 ebooks for a fairly low price, and I thought, I was very encouraged, and it really made me think of the possibilities of this lifestyle, of this. And then the other thing was even just getting, like, I've got 20,000 subscribers on YouTube and followers on Facebook and Instagram, and as those subscribers grew, it encouraged me and made me realize that this is a field that that has potential, and there's a lot of interest. So I think that you should look at your beliefs and try to, partly, my message is to try to get exposed to people that are successful in whatever way you want to think of it, not just financially, but you might have a good artist or musician or whatever it is, and you might have limiting beliefs about how good you can get in any particular field. And when you're talking to these people, you'll see, hopefully, their belief system. So I could give you so many examples, but in the diet and weight loss, people think, oh, my genetics or my thyroid or whatever issue is a limiting belief, so then they don't think that they can make changes to their diet and exercise and have any impact. And maybe they've tried and failed, so they have these beliefs. And so limiting beliefs are all over the place in many different aspects of life. And this video is to encourage you to examine those, where you're not getting the results that you want. And one way would be, like I said when I mentioned talking to these sales guys, that I exposed myself to new information, and that opened my mind to the possibilities of what could be earned. Sometimes it happens to you unexpectedly, like I mentioned with internet sales. You might get some success, and that kind of encourages you. But you can also, if you're trying to increase your online sales, you could follow people that are getting success, talk to them, and see what they're making. And one of the things that I do almost every month is an income report, and it might be only 2,000, it might be up to 6,000 or 7,000 a month that I've shown you guys. And the idea is to show it, to prove it, and to encourage you, so you see, hey, this guy's doing it, and he's not doing Facebook ads or any sleazy stuff. He just slowly built a following and put in the work every day. And so by showing you that, I hope that it encourages you to remove some of those limiting beliefs. You see other people doing it, and because a lot of times, even if you see somebody successful, you might think, well, I can't do that. Like, they're different. They're better than me. They have some ability that I don't have. So just wanted to show that just explain that you could look at your limiting beliefs and where you're not getting results, and try to expand and increase those beliefs to something bigger and better, and get better results in the future. So good luck with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you guys.